and you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my nights with song. Look at us.
Oh my God. Here we are, and guess what, you guys? I have completely spazzed out all day long because Debby Boone has arrived. Oh my gosh, yes, and she is on 42nd Street. First of all, we'll talk about that. Really, I know because I want to get into all these other questions, but you have been doing theater forever.
I've done quite a bit. I don't think of myself as usually I'm primarily a singer, but when I look back at my career, I've done a lot of musical theater, more than people I think are aware of.
Mm-hmm. Well, the minute anyone says Debby Boone, of course, you know what we think of, which we'll get to later. Because, even Oprah is like, who doesn't love that song, But it's so funny because when I was excited about meeting you, and so I was talking to some friends, and I'm like, look, but she's doing tons of theater, you guys. And they saw you, and they go, that has to be her in the 80s or 90s. That cannot be her now. Like, serious. We need to maybe talk about tips of joyous living or whatever, because you look fantastic.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you. I really think that the honest truth is good genetics. My dad is 84 and he still looks great and feels great and plays tennis every week, and so I think I got dealt a good hand. Mm-hmm. And then I also was raised by parents that really instilled a couple of things. Good eating. My dad, eat your leafy green vegetables was it was a must. And good sleep and exercise and those kind of, good.
So you don't
good living.
Bury yourself in Doritos, probably.
I have been known to, but just not on a regular basis. Flaming hot Cheetos are my favorite.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Okay, you're human. That's good to know. All right. Now the show goes until the 15th. What can people expect to see?
A lot of fun. A lot of talent on that stage. It's a very high energy, classic musical comedy. Great tap dancing. Really superior, great dancing. And Charles Shaughnessy is in the show with us, playing the director, Julian Marsh. So there's a kind of adversarial relationship between my character and his. And it's a lot of fun.
Wonderful. And that's exactly what we need more of,
right? I think so. I'm having a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah. Well, you know what? When you bring up your dad, too, he's kind of famous for, families who sing together and music, you know what I mean? What are some of your favorite songs and music? What do you listen to?
I have very eclectic taste. Having been raised in a musical family and learning to sing early, and even having a grandfather, my mother's father was a big country and western gospel singer from the Grand Ole Opry named Red Foley. So I have country in my background. I like a lot of good country music. I love the American Songbook. I married Rosemary Clooney's son and became her biggest fan and worked with her. So all those great standards are really what I primarily do in concert now. But, I was telling somebody I felt like a 12-year-old girl. I was exercising to Shawn Mendes in the fitness room the other day and having a total crush. Oh, my God, he's so cute.
Right? It's us all, I'm telling you. Well, when you talk about Rosemary Clooney, then, of course, people want to know. No one had any idea, or a lot of people. George Clooney is then technically your...
cousin-in-law.
Okay.
My husband's cousin.
So maybe extended family reunions you'd see him, or?
Almost never. He is a busy guy.
Right.
I am excited right now, though. My daughter, who is an actress, is in Sardinia shooting something for Hulu that George is producing, a version of Catch-22, and she's in it. So this will be the most time she's spent around George, and more time than I've probably. I spent a lot of time with George when he was living at Rosemary's, and I was dating my husband.
Okay.
And when I first met him, I thought, maybe I'm dating the wrong person.
But you went with the priest.
I'm really happy. He wasn't a priest at the time.
Okay. Future priest.
Yeah.
Okay, which we should talk about.
Okay.
Because you have 4 kids.
Yes, I do.
This husband who obviously walks the walk or talk or whatever. And how have you managed all of that through all of the years?
It has not been easy, and we certainly have made our mistakes. It's been a juggling act. I am one of the women that you'll never hear me say you can have it all, because I don't think that that's true. I think you have to make sacrifices for your priorities. And so I couldn't have a perfect career and be the kind of mom I wanted to be. And my husband and I took that very, very seriously. He was my manager, which made it easy in the beginning. And we started having kids, and everybody traveled together. But then my kids became school age, and it was just too much for them. So he started staying home, and his career started changing, and he became an ordained Episcopal priest. But I think it's our strong values and our shared faith and a lot of humor, We were strict parents, but there was so much love and laughter in the home, and I'm so proud of how my kids have turned out. So.
And now you even have a grandchild, right?
I have 2 and 1 on the way.
Whoa! And everybody always says that's even better than
it is.
Kids, right?
Because that is the
you
truth.
Can give them back in a way, or you don't have the responsibility as much. It's just more the fun.
Right. Oh, it's exactly like that, and I'm loving every second of it.
Right. Well, you're a hot grandma. That helps too. Okay. Let's talk about your most challenging moment of faith. Like everybody knows, growing up in a faith-filled family, and just kind of you have that inner thing going, and we all understand that. Is there any point in your life where you were like, not questioning him, but just like, why is this all happening?
Yeah, there have been many, like every human being on the planet. Life doesn't always go the way you want it to, and it's sometimes really hard to understand why in the world things happen the way they do. I think the most shocking thing that has happened in my life that really I just couldn't understand why God would allow something like this. My nephew, who was 26 at the time and engaged to be married, and this great, wonderful guy, fell through a skylight, almost 3 stories, and suffered a very severe traumatic brain injury. And it was 6 months of life and death, and since then, other life and death things going on. He still lives at home with 24-hour care with my sister. But it's become such a redemptive story. But while we were in the emergency waiting room, not knowing if he was going to live or die, that's where you really find out what you believe in and how strong your family and your faith really are. And we just joined together, and it kind of tightened our bond and our faith as he came through these things. And now my sister has she has developed a foundation called Ryan's Reach, and they have just opened a respite home for other people who have loved ones with traumatic brain injury, so they can get a break, because sometimes people don't have the kind of caregiving situation she's able to afford, and they have a safe place to bring their loved ones so they can have a break or a holiday or something.
It's all the little things you never think of. When someone goes through a tragic time, everyone gathers quickly and tries to help as much as possible, but then life continues. Like life goes on for everybody else.
That's right. That's right. Boy, it seem like, how can anybody smile again when this tragedy is going on? But my sister's my hero. She has just risen to the occasion and continues to really have a joy-filled life. Well,
now growing up with your sisters, did anyone ever pull hair or steal sweaters or all that stuff? We just keep that behind the scenes.
Sisters,
I know.
Yeah.
I still have a bald spot, I think.
I mean, it was something that my parents really cracked down on hard, so we had to do it when they weren't looking.
Yes.
But we would borrow clothes and I couldn't stand it. My younger sister used to copy me, and I just thought that was an offense that was unforgivable. She'd show up wearing the same thing, and I'd go, I had it on first. You have to go change. And she'd say, I don't care, though. So you have to go change.
You have to figure it out. That's so funny. Now, we mentioned Oprah, Bob Hope, Marie Osmond. I'm telling you, you've hit the gamut, run the gamut. Have you ever met anyone super intimidating or
Yes.
someone who you just felt like you couldn't speak besides your cousin-in-law?
Well, Frank Sinatra is one of the tops on the list. I worked with him, and to be asked to open for him in Atlantic City and actually get on the stage and open my mouth and sing when the audience is waiting for Frank, that was intimidating, very intimidating. But he was so lovely to me and so supportive. And then the other thing that comes to mind was when I had to sing on the Grammys, The Year You Light Up My Life was nominated, and they set up their shots at rehearsal by putting pictures of all the stars and where they're sitting. Mm-hmm. And so then I knew that Barbra Streisand was going to be sitting here, and Linda Ronstadt and Bonnie Raitt, all my idols were going to be looking at me while I was singing, and that was horrifying.
That is so, but you'd never ever know. You know what I mean? I'd be the type to show up with a bag, the bag guy from SNL or something. No one could see my expression. Okay, let's see. Now let's go on to something kind of fun. I do a little thing, 5 and 5 favorites.
Okay.
So this will be super easy. Just your favorite way to spend a day off.
It depends where I am, but I really enjoy binge watching a series, and there's rare opportunities to just watch episode after episode.
What was your last favorite?
I'm in the middle of one now because I had a day off yesterday, and it's Parenthood. I didn't see it when it first was happening.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm just there with Kleenex crying and identifying, and it's just so beautifully done. So that, but I mean, then other things like The Wire or...
Did you ever get into This Is Us?
I haven't done that yet, but everybody
you
says.
do the tissue thing.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, buy some stock in it. Okay. What's your favorite song of all time?
I don't know if I really have a favorite song of all time.
If you had to listen to one song every day for the next 10 weeks, what would it be?
Oh, my gosh.
Shawn Mendes, maybe?
Well, right now, but it wouldn't be that answer soon, I would think.
Rod Stewart, Elton John, some of the stuff we play on the Oasis.
Well, gosh, that is really...
Loverboy, Journey.
I'm thinking one of my favorite artists, and I just went and saw her in concert, is Pink. And I just think that is the most insane, wonderful voice because she can sing anything. I mean, her acoustic set is just as phenomenal as her. I know,
upside down.
And singing live while she's doing acrobatics in the air, she just astounds me.
Yeah. So you're right. There's too many to choose
Too many.
from.
Yeah.
Favorite sports team?
I'm not really a sports girl. I don't know that I have a favorite team, I got to say. I mean,
you have a couple basketball
Isn't that
teams
embarrassing?
Over in California, so
I mean,
really
I will
choose
watch
one.
a Lakers game, but I really I was watching tennis avidly this morning, so that was...
Oh, you're a tennis watcher.
Yeah, I used to play tennis, not very well. In fact, my husband and I started dating, playing tennis because he had a tennis court and he didn't have to pay for anything.
Oh, my
so
gosh.
we would just volley, that's how bad we were. It was just big, long lobs.
Favorite child?
Of my own? No way.
I know.
Are you kidding me?
People ask me that before too, and they think I'm crazy if I don't name one. I'm like,
no way.
There is no
because
way.
there's something different about each one that you love the best.
Yes.
You know?
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just a test.
Okay.
And I have to ask your favorite form of light.
Favorite form of light?
We had a big power storm.
Yeah, I'll say.
Yeah.
I think sunset and that low end of the afternoon light is, I think it makes everything look beautiful. I love looking at a skyline at sunset. I think that would have to be it.
I think you're in the right place because Arizona's known for the most beautiful sunsets of all time.
I got that dust storm, driving in that dust storm the other day.
That's nuts, right? So everybody needs to see 42nd Street while it's in town.
Yes.
Everyone needs to visit with Debby Boone if they have a chance. I mean, no stalkers. Thank you. And then everybody needs to gather our thoughts. And don't you think we need to sing just a teeny bit of the song?
I will if you will.
And I'm serious. This is so nice. Okay. You start, and then I'll just join in the chorus.
Oh. So many nights I'd sit by my window waiting for someone to sing me his song. So many dreams I kept deep inside me, alone in the dark, but now you've come along. And you light up my life. You give me hope to carry on. You light up my days and fill my nights with song. Look at us.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if this is like a bucket list thing, but I think if God's trying to tell me something, like my ticker's almost up or something, this is so crazy. Anyway, congratulations on all of your life.
Thank you.
And we're very excited. 42nd Street is it. And you are just wonderful. So thanks for spending time with us in the Oasis.